Well, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to another upload of It's Dyer Thing. Rob here. Thank you very much for tuning in for another one of my videos here. This is going to be a quick review video of the AFX FX41-DS helmet. DS for dual sport, or what I would probably prefer to be known as is probably like adventure riding. So I obtained this helmet not too long ago, as I've been running for shark helmets now for the past 5 years, and I was kind of very skeptical about this helmet at first, just due to the fact that I've seen quite a few videos out there stating on how noisy it is, how it catches in the wind, how it's not so comfortable, how the functions and the features of it are not that great. But mind you, compared to quite a few helmets that I've been through, and I've got over 15 some odd helmets over the past many years, this is probably one of the best helmets, most enjoyable helmets that I've had. Now again, it's not a quality helmet, it is a low budget helmet at under $200 here. I'll see if I can put up some links down below that you guys can actually view it out. But I am actually thoroughly impressed with this helmet. When it comes in regards to the functionality of the helmet, right? So it does have a nice molded clear shield. They do offer multiple shields in different colors as well, so tinted and mirrored, so on and so forth, so you can get that. It does come standard with a sun visor here, which is a drop down sun visor. The only flaw, or not flaw, the only downside about this sun visor, as you can see, is I don't find it comes down low enough. I wish it could come a little bit lower. It would be nicer because it would clear, you know, when you get the sun coming down through and it kind of beats in, it doesn't stop and it doesn't affect the viewing portion of it, but you do still get some sun and you can feel it down at the bottom of your lower face, right? So that would be the only kind of flaw. So if they did have a full sun visor, I think it would hit the mark itself. Multiple vents, so you do have the front vents. You got two upper vents here just above the actual face shield itself. You have a top vent and then you have an exhaust, and they're all functional, right? So they all can open it up and close. It does come with a chin curtain. Now this one here, as you can see, it is a little bit longer. That chin curtain there is basically what they would refer to as the winter chin curtain. So the stock one, or the one that the helmet is included with, basically comes up to where my finger are, so just kind of up to here. The winter one, it does surpass it a lot more. By doing so, it really covers up underneath your chin and really stops all the ambient noise and a lot of that wind, that turbulent wind that you get inside your helmets, right? So it does make a huge difference when it comes to that. However, that does also come with a kind of a downside about it, just due to the fact that you don't have as much ventilation or circulation in there, even though you are running with a front vent. Now this mostly happens when I am running also with my GoPro here, because I'll show you this in a second, as I did make my own GoPro mount up in the front, so that does kind of stop a little bit of the vent or wind coming in right through the vent, which kind of eliminates or reduces the amount of circulation. So on muggy days, especially muggy days, or when there's rain or rain in the air, you can find it would create a little bit of more fog against the window. I would just basically run it around just with it slightly cracked open like that, and once you do that, it makes a world of a difference. As you can see, yes, I do have a GoPro mounted up onto the front. Basically, that's a simple fix. Many people, actually, I found they stick a GoPro pad there and then they mount their GoPro pad on, or their GoPro on the side. I simply just don't like the look of it. It's not true. Doesn't give you that real FPV look. But not only that, but it's always in the way, and then you hit your shoulders or stuff like that, and it's unbalanced. You feel it on the side, right? So I do like to mount my GoPros up onto the front, and this one here was actually a fairly simple fix. If you're looking at the actual GoPro mount pad, you can see that there's a screw. Well, that screw there is a tapered screw, just like a little 2.5, 3 millimeter tapered screw, self-tapping screw. I basically drilled a hole into the base plate. I shaved it off a bit, took another bigger drill bit and started to drill a new hole in, just to give it that taper finish, so that this way once I put that screw in, it's nice and flush and it doesn't stick out, so it's not going to come into any interference when I'm putting the GoPro on and off. From that, I lined it up to the actual vent. If you're looking up here, you can see this little tab up here. There's another lower tab down underneath. Basically, I just drilled a small little hole right in the center of it, like that, but down here, and allowed me to put that whole plate in with the screw. As you can see on the sides, I'm going to try and hopefully you can see the actual images, and the quality of the video is good enough and it's clear enough. You can see that that's kind of like black molded glue. Well, that's called Sugru or Sugru. Anyways, I'll put the link down below on the Amazon page. You can check it out and pick up some. It comes in packages of 3. It's super cheap, but it's basically moldable glue, so you can use it for anything. Actually, it's really cool. I'm sure your kids or somebody has told you about it. But yeah, I've took 3 packages of the moldable glue and I placed it onto the helmet, and then I put this base plate, and I placed the base plate on, molded it up and shaped it out so it's nice and solid. That thing ain't going anywhere, I can assure you that. A lot of times when you're using sticky pads, the sticky pads get hot or they get buggered around, or if you kind of clip it once, it starts to peel off. This thing is absolutely 100% solid. It takes 24 hours for it to cure, but it is there for life, and especially now with that screw that's holding it in place, number one, it's not going anywhere. So for the most part, this helmet is absolutely fantastic. As you can see, I'm also running it with the Senate 30K. I did not have to do any kind of modification on the inside of the helmet in order to put the speakers on. It was very simple to do. A lot of helmets out there actually looks like they can adapt for the speakers, but once you put the speakers in, they come in, they irritate your ears just because the recess or the side walls are still too very close to your head. And then once you put the little speakers in, and these are not the slim speakers either, right? But I didn't have to do that. I didn't have to modify the helmet, which is really cool. I basically just stuck it in there, put it on, and they're super easy to do. No modification in order to put the base plate on, so that's really great. I totally like it. It does have side reflectors on there. Yeah, for the helmet itself, generally I'm in between a large and an extra large when it comes to showy helmets and shark helmets. So I've been with them. It's kind of a weird thing, right? Where extra large is just a tad too big, the large is just a tad too small. I went with the large on this one, figuring that, you know, it's got very plush material, that it would expand, and within an hour, the helmet fit like a glove, or fit like a helmet. It's absolutely 100% super comfortable. Wind noise, like, I did 12-hour ride and I still can't get over on how comfortable this helmet was. And if I would have bought it years ago, I would have absolutely 100%. The riding at higher than highway speeds does not catch in the air, so you're not like fighting with it. So I was thoroughly impressed on how well this helmet cuts through the air. So it's really aerodynamic. As much as you think, you know, there's all this obstruction on it, it actually really is a functional helmet. It's super comfortable, cuts through the wind, reasonably quiet, more quiet than any of the shark helmets that I've ever used, which includes the Speed R2, the Squall 2, the Spartan GT, the Explorer, and definitely like the Drac, or what we refer to as the Raw. Anyways, thoroughly impressed with this helmet. I like it for considering that it's still under $200. Like, that's just absolutely crazy, right? Mind-blowing. Lots of accessories that are offered for this, so if you do break anything or if you do lose anything, it can all be replaced, which is really cool. But yeah, for the most part, this helmet is absolutely fantastic. I would say give it a go. I'll link down more information in the description below. If you have any questions, any comments, any suggestions, do let me know. I'd be more than happy to hear from you guys. I'll be getting back out there again with the Tenere 700, get some more kilometers done. And yeah, till next time, have fun, be good, be safe. Don't forget, keep it covered. All right, cheers. AFX.